Hey everyone, Phi Farley here. It's December 16th. It's Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Back at the grind. We have got a daily best bet coming to you here in college basketball. Some good games today. I really like today's slate. Coming off another win yesterday. I apologize for about a really quick video, but you know what? It was a winner, and I knew it was going to be a winner, and I had to get a video out there. Yesterday was actually my birthday, and I had the Seahawks game going on, so had a lot of stuff going on there, and so it had to be really brief, so I appreciate your patience with that video, specifically yesterday. But you know what? For those of you who were able to get a winner in there, congratulations. Good job on that. Patreon, so much easier. Patreon.com/Phi Farley, able to put the play out there, and everyone can get to it. Speaking of, coming up here through the holidays, you can always count on Patreon.com/Phi Farley to get the plays out. So if you're not on there, or if you care to get my picks through the holidays, that's going to be a little more reliable to do so. Can't guarantee that I'll have a daily best bet out every single day, through Christmas. So I appreciate your grace in that, and knowing that I'll be having some family time there, so I appreciate that. But when I can, I will get it out, and then as well as after Christmas, you can expect daily best bet every day. Things are getting better. We're getting more wins here. I think I've actually got 3 in a row here on daily best bets, and we're starting to tip the scales more to a winning percentage, as I was kind of shooting 50-50 for a while. So I'm happy with that. Yesterday was one of those days that I wish I would have put 10 plays out there, because I put 2 out there and went 2-0, but could have put 10 out there, and I can't think of a loser that I had yesterday. It was just awesome. Meanwhile, NFL ended up with a split, 2-2-1. My Seahawks blowing the lead down the stretch anyway. I don't want to go down a negative path there. So let's talk about daily best bet. Oh, before I do that, let me say thank you to subscribers. I appreciate you. And for those on patreon.com/Phi Farley, I appreciate you more. And for those just tuning in, if you haven't subscribed, take a second, do so, hit the notification bell. All right. Now, daily best bet time. So we got a big slate today, pretty good sized slate. We got some tournaments going on. We got a few conference games. We got some rivalries going on. I wanted to go a little under the radar here with this one. There's some more Power 5 conferences, some good mid-majors going at it today. But I want to hit a state rivalry that will fly under the radar for most bettors and most cappers, including many public players. And I think we can exploit this and cash in. So Delaware State and Delaware are going to be duking it out 4 p.m. Pacific time tip. This has been a fairly good rivalry. Meanwhile, Delaware State is typically in the bottom 10 out of the 353 college basketball teams. They're typically bottom 10. This year's no different. KP has them at 352nd, so right at the bottom. If we were to go by a KP line, not giving any home court advantage, we'll call it neutral. Even though there is a home court advantage for Delaware, there would be 25, so it would be about a 26 point line here. The line opened up at 19.5 and has moved quickly down to 17.5. Going back in the last 10 years, I looked at every game in the last 10 years in this rivalry. I believe it was 4 games were won by Delaware State. With this similar dynamic, I will say this is probably one of the better Delaware teams that's been out there, but Delaware State has never been that good. In fact, I think they had 2 winning seasons in the last 10 years, winning seasons in general, in conference play the entire season. I believe it was 2. And meanwhile, 4 of the years, though, they beat Delaware, including last year. Delaware State actually won this game. They only had I think 4 Division I opponent wins on the season last year. Delaware was one of them. You could call this a revenge match with Delaware coming back and with a better team. I get that. But Vegas wants no part of taking public money and big money on Delaware if Delaware is going to come away with this win. They have no motivation to offer this line up in favor of Delaware, who's sitting at, 9-2 on the season? And just had a big game against Villanova, which they almost pulled out. Another game right before that, They almost pulled out. But let's look at what, if we came into this game kind of neutral and we were to give Delaware 17.5 points that they had to cover in each game, you're rarely going to see them cover such a big line. They did play a similar opponent, and I will say this, Mideastern Shore, it was a 19-point win at home in that one. It's a non-rivalry game, and so there you got 1.5 points. They're sitting right about the same as Delaware State, but now we put in the rivalry factor. This is Delaware State's biggest game of the year. Now, I will say this as well. We just mentioned they came off the Villanova game, a top 25 team. They played very well. They pushed Villanova to the end, ended up an 8-point victory in favor of Villanova. But Delaware was able to really display their talents and did a very good job doing so. Now, right after that, they got to go and play their in-state rival, of which is an easy game to look over because Delaware State, like I mentioned, they're sitting at 1-9. The only win was a non-Division I opponent. So now let's do the same game here with Delaware State. If we were to add 17.5 to them, what kind of covers would they have? They'd cover against Loyola, Maryland. They covered against Coastal Carolina, covered against Charles Southern. They would not have covered against three teams here, Georgia, Virginia Tech, and East Tennessee State. East Tennessee State would be close. That was a 22-point win by East Tennessee State. So we can, with 17.5, you're going to have to prove to me that Delaware is going to be able to cover against this divisional opponent, of which in 10 straight years they have not been able to do. By the way, 2 of those games also went to overtime with Delaware State. Again, getting less than 10 wins a year, they always play this game big. So there you go. I think that the facts are saying take the 17.5 and grab the dog here in a highly motivated contest. I think Delaware will be happy with what will probably be a double-digit win. They'll probably win by 10, 11, 12. Be quite content with that. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see it come down to a single-digit win and Delaware State's giving them a run for their money. Don't be shocked. So there you go. Best bet, Delaware State plus 17.5. Check out my other plays, patreon.com/Phi Farley. And don't forget to hit the like button. All right, good luck. See you soon.